Hey RV friends, I just got done with a couple little jobs I've been doing. Hold on a second. Let me pitch my sweet business. Lately I've been going around flyering people for, it's called Fixing Things in Yellow Springs. Very nice looking brochure, very professional, specializing in being a badass, and then you got a picture of the RV out there. Nice, but yeah, I've been doing a lot of little jobs. And so at the end of them, a big part of doing the work as a contractor, which a lot of people don't see, is behind the scenes, and that's getting your stuff together. Logistics. It's not military power. The reason that the military stays strong is logistics. Do the vehicles have gasoline? Do the boys have beds, bullets, and bunks? Those types of things. You can have all the people you want, but if you can't feed them, no good. So I got to feed the machine, the construction machine. And I've been trying to turn the old RV into a mobile workstation for media work and construction type stuff. And so far, yeah, it's been pretty good. But again, it's little tight spaces. It's about keeping things organized as possible. So I'm going to do a little video today and show you how to kind of, maybe if you're doing that sort of thing, or even if you have a little work van, maybe this could be useful information, tips, and tricks for you. So yeah, let me show you little things that I'm doing. Party people, as in the RV, space is at a premium. I like to organize things in the most logical way my crazy brain can work. I like these milk crates. I'm a big fan of the old milk crate. Certain ones fit perfectly into the side bins, and what I do is I break them off tasks specific and also type of tools. Like I got one that's all power tools, so I know where my power tools are. This is all paint supplies, whether it be spackling or paint brushes or little wall patch kits. It's all in one bin, so I'm like, oh, I'm painting today. Grab and go. That's all I need. Everything I got. 5 in 1. Belongs in there. This is all my hand type carpentry tools. Keep that in one. Anything that's a masonry trowel or finishing trowel. If I need a trowel, I think to myself, oh, I need a trowel. I grab my trowel one. Pretty nice. Like I said, space at a premium. It's kind of pain in the butt when you got to be digging through. My sister got me this. This is a, I can't remember what it's called. It's a Japanese type saw, but this is a very nice saw. It looks ridiculous. Christmas time we spent it throwing potatoes in the air. That's how sharp it is. Right out of the air. Real life Fruit Ninja, but with potatoes. No, but not to get off subject, but this thing's nice. Like let's say you're cutting door jambs or you're getting inside a cabinet and you got to get it at a weird angle, or if you're sawing, you can saw like this, which is a much more natural motion for myself. So yeah, I recommend this guy. I lost the little plastic covers though. But anyway, again, this is a hand tool and a saw, obviously. So I have one toolbox, which is all hand saws and longer tools, longer hand tools. So they fit perfectly in that dude. So again, because it's kind of a pain in the ass when you got to be opening this thing up and pulling all this thing out. Like, where's this one thing? That's hours and time on your job that you're wasting due to your disorganized nonsense. Trowel. In here. Where are my trowels? Where's my trowels? Wham! Right in there. So while I'm here, I'm going to teach you how to properly stow and maintain your extension cords. A lot of people think it's a simple thing. It's nice to have a little plastic roll, but those do get bound up. What I like to do is what's called a daisy chain. First thing you do is untangle your extension cables. And a lot of people I see just wind up and crunch them into a ball. You don't want to pinch your extension cable, right? You want to keep it that much of a curve. Same thing with XLR cables, any kind of cables. You got copper inside there. But alright, you grab the male and female end, keep them together, slide it through. Before you do this, you want to make sure you get all the knots out. Then you get to the end. Hopefully you got all the knots out. There we go. There's the end. Again, don't pinch it. And then I take this end, because this is a 50-foot, and I take the middle to the ends. And I do the same thing. This end is tight, so that way it's keeping them bound together. And the end should be even. Even Steven. Alright. I'm twisting to make... Alright, I got the two ends. I twist and I pull through. Yeah? And then I pull it through that. Pull it through there. I'm twisting and I'm pulling through. Then you'll have something that looks like this. And you're like, well, that's dumb. But no, because then let's say you only need about 10 foot. Then you just pull out this much. You can pull it out quickly, and the rest of your extension cord's all together. So you're not unwinding an entire extension cord. And this keeps it from getting in a knot when you store it. Or if you got a nice garage or a wood shop, you just hang it on the wall. From the center loop. You hang it up and then you just pull off as much as you need and you're good to go. What I do, for the purposes of the RV, I just take this dude, I throw it in a bucket, plug side up, so when I go to plug in, just pull out as much as I need. Alright, I discussed this dude briefly on another video. You don't necessarily have to have a metal one. And again, I know this is specific to people that do construction stuff. But something like this is nice because you buy a box of drywall screws for a job for someone, and you're not going to necessarily use the entire box. But later you're going to be like, I need this little screw, and you don't want to run into the hardware store for like one nut or one bolt or little stuff. But you try to keep this. Eventually, I'm going to take, and I'm never going to do this, but I'm going to say I'm going to do it, is label each one for what they are. Like I have one. This is all random cabinet hardware. Hinges, door cabinet knobs, screws, little locks. This is all wall anchors, different types of anchors, but all just for concrete anchors. This one's specific to electrical stuff, like these are the straps for Romex cables, electric tape, wire nuts that are falling out. Yeah, you try to keep it everything so you're like, oh, this is again, this side here is all electrical. This is loosely cabinet stuff, nail, screw, whatever. So that way, again, saves you time and money on the job. And if someone's like, a kid's like, oh, my bicycle's broken, I don't know how to fix it, and you're just like, boom, boom, then you're like a local hero. You're like goddamn Batman. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so yeah, so again, you got all your stuff. This one, again, it's metal. I mean, this is heavy as hell, so this causes you, the downside is I'm losing gas mileage hauling all this stuff around. But I need to haul this stuff around too in order to buy gas, so it's, you kind of weigh out the options. On the subject of the tool bin, I keep a little thing like this. What this guy does is I'm working in a house or doing whatever, and I just need a few random things from the RV. I just go in, I put a box of screws in it, whatever, a few nuts and bolts, odds and ends from inside there. And it's also nice, let's say I'm doing a plumbing job, you want something like this that goes under the sink, catches all the water, if you got a drain. This little tool here, or this little thing here, I end up using quite a bit. And it's important that I keep it clean and nice, so that way, again, if you're working in someone's house, you put all your stuff here right next to where you're working at, all the tools that you're currently working with, keeps the workspace clean and organized. And again, I try to keep this empty in the RV. I know you try to use as much space as possible, but this is a thing you don't want it to be like, now I store this here and I do this here. This is a temporary use tool, so it should be kept as such. Another thing to be conscientious of is the weight distributed on your RV. I like to think about, I like all my tools on this one side because I can pull up in front of the house, pull my table out, everything's right here where I need it to be. But there's not, this is thin sheet metal, but it's got base farther underneath it. So I put the heavy hand tools on top and the back, as close to the center as I can get them. This is the one with the trowel, so it's fairly light. There's not much to it at all. And I need to throw it in and out of the way to get to my screws, so that's no big deal. And little stuff in here. And as all my tools are on this side, I try to keep it that in mind because I got my battery bank on the other side. I keep a few heavy things over there. I know it's added weight that I don't need to be carrying around all the time. However, it distributes it and it makes it ride better. And it's less wear and tear on the shocks if it's even Steven. And also the water tanks are mostly on that side, so that does help out a bit. Alright, one thing that's kind of a pain is storing things that are long. It's not like a pickup truck where you can throw things up or throw things on the roof, but luckily for this you have the space that goes straight through. Try to keep that as clear as possible. I'm not doing so well today, but that's nice for things like paint poles or long or ladders. On my ladders and stuff stick through there. Work tables. What you're seeing now, it's blocking me, is I got my chairs and all that blocking the road, but normally you keep that clear and you put long stuff straight through there. And once your stuff is all square and organized, it's easier to stay organized. Like I know this, I found some extra rolls of masking tape. Boom, in with the paint stuff, and I'm good to go. Alright, well that's all, everything tidy and organized. Good old fashioned paint pole. It's one of the first tools I ever bought, probably about 15 years ago. That slides right in there nice. And this should go without saying, but your outside bins, especially as much money that is in there and as much money as it would cost me to replace all that stuff, ensure that you keep it locked and that your locks work and you check your locks when every time you get out. I go to make sure that my stuff is all secured before I go. Because tools are a very stealable item. And I still maintain that one of the biggest scumbag things you can do is steal tools from a regular working person, man or woman. Little history lesson here. One thing the Americans always, we look favorably down on the cowboy. What the cowboy was, he's called a cowboy because he stole people's cows and their horses, which left families to die in the middle of nowhere. It used to be the biggest scumbag thing you could be was a cowboy. But history has changed that, and now we dress our kids up like cowboys. That's people that would steal people's horses and cows and leave entire families to die out in the desert. So that's what you're dressing your kid up as, is a cowboy. Anyway, that's enough little history lesson and security. What I eventually want to do is put a little... See, you're at a balance too. So I thought about, I want to put an extra lock on here, but if you have too many locks on it, you're advertising the quality, or what the quality and quantity of what's inside. That you have something valuable in there. Or you could advertise it on a YouTube video and show the entire world where you keep your tools and exactly where they are, so in case they wanted to steal them from you. Either way, you don't want to advertise too much. Anyway, that was my only goal today, was really to get after getting my jobs done. Your job's not done till your tools are cleaned up and organized. That's the way I like to look at it. And a friend asked me, she's like, how do you de-stress? And I thought about it for a while, and I was like, I don't know, except for that maybe 20 minutes after you finish up some things. Yeah, no, but really I de-stress by getting things organized, knowing where everything is, and especially when you're in a small space like this, space is at a premium, and it's nice to know, like, oh, I need a screwdriver, I need a coffee cup, I need something, you know just where it is, and everything's tidy and in its place, and then you kind of feel relaxed. You got everything sort of sorted out, and it's nice. So that's how I de-stress, is I get my stuff in an organized way. So anyway, I know a lot of RV people here aren't working out of their RV like this, so it might not be useful to a ton of you. However, I hope this video was useful to someone. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And again, I haven't putting too many videos out, but mainly I've been working at people's houses, and I don't really feel comfortable videoing in a stranger's house. And by the time I get off work, I feel like going out and just doing a show or doing my own thing and not doing this. I'm not saying not doing this. Not that I don't care about you, YouTube. I do. But I got to live too, friends. Good God. You're sucking me dry. But, anyway, that's it for today. I do have a lot of upcoming little projects. I'm going to do I got another job next week in someone's house, but then my big goal is my work. I'm hiring myself to get this shit, some stuff done here before winter sets in, because it's kind of a pain. Winter, you just kind of hunker down and do your thing. I like working out and doing stuff when it's nice and sunny like today. Also, I'd like to point out, my fly was not down in the video, just the way the shorts are. You see the fly, but it's not down. And if it was down, that would be my own. Maybe it was on purpose. Maybe I wanted it to be down. Maybe I like a breeze. Maybe it's none of your business what I like. It gets hot down there. Sometimes it gets hot, you open a window. That's all it is. You got things going on down there. You need a breeze. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, folks, thanks again for stopping by, and subscribe. I'm supposed to tell people tell me I'm not telling people to subscribe. So if you want to watch pointless ass videos like this, be sure to hit subscribe. And yeah, anyway, thank you guys, and y'all take it easy.